An Arab Bedouin once came out of the mosque and he saw a group of men gathered. And so he asked, what's the matter with these people? And he was told that they are queuing to speak with a khattaba. And khattaba is a profession in our culture. It's usually given to a woman with many connections and many acquaintances. And usually her job is to connect families together. She facilitates marriage to both men and women. And so he went up to her and told her that he's looking for a wife. He told him to describe her. He said, she's innocent, untouched. Up close, she's sweet and fair. And from a distance, she's beyond compare. Blessed she was once, by poverty is now kissed. So grace she values more, and humility she wears at her core. When I'm with her, I'm her all. And when we are apart, in her mind, I stand tall. The woman immediately interrupted him and said, enough, I have what you're looking for. He said, you do? Where is she? She said she's in the higher places of paradise. A fine woman is the one whose words are truth, and her anger is always concealed. Amidst laughter, she smiles, and when she says something with value. And when she dedicates herself to something, she does it very well, be it in the house or outside the house. So in her creation, excellence compiles. She's God-fearing, obedient, nurturing, loved by her people for sure, kind, fertile, and overall beautifully raised. We say a good woman is the beautiful aspect of a man's life. She's more essential to him than many things. She safeguards his honor and hers, and of course preserving them in his absence and also in his presence. And when she is a good woman, she protects his back in the battles of life. They say behind every great man there is a great woman. And looking at many male achievers in life, you'd always find a great woman behind them. Because a sensible woman, a wonderful one, a wise one, will have a significant impact on what will a man achieve in his life. Even if it's behind the scenes, her role is still profound. When she manages the household, she does it the best way. She handles the financial matters wisely, far from extravagance and far from frugality. She does not burden him with anything he cannot bear. There are two souls that become one. He is from her and she is from him. She always wants to see him succeed because she knows his success is her success. His growth is her growth. And a happy life for him equals a happy life for her. And this is how Arabs view what makes a wonderful woman. And in contrast, there is the bad woman, the wicked woman. We all know her. She's present since ancient times and she continues to exist. The same way the very wicked man is still around and continues to exist. Bad men also exist, but it's not our topic today. So every nation disdains the wicked woman. Every nation. But Arabs in particular, they are meticulous in observing and specifying her characteristics. And Arabs are generally known for their eloquence and speech. And no matter how well I try to articulate their description, it will not be as articulate and profound as when you're hearing it in the Arabic language. There's a story of an Arab man who was warning his son about the wicked woman, the bad luck, the misfortune. And he described her in a very remarkable way. He said, be aware of every woman who remembers but denies, whose words are menacing, and whose voice is harsh. She's the type to bury the good stuff and spread the bad ones. She stands with life against you, not with you against life. In her heart, she has zero compassion. When you step in, she steps out. And when you walk away, she strolls in. When you laugh, she cries. And when you cry, she laughs. If you divorce her, she becomes your enemy. And if you keep her, she is your misfortune. She's ungrateful, foolish, clueless, and all over the place. Not the prettiest sight, no shame, and definitely not the praying type. She eats when not hungry, and very loud when criticized. Her house is filthy, and when angry, she's wild. When she talks, she likes to point fingers, and in gatherings, she cries. Immodest in her clothing, at her door she barks. When she's unjust, she cries, and if she wasn't around, she still testifies. So Arabs have described her as the ugliest in her morality, and this by extension reflects on her externality as well. So the wicked woman is morally unattractive, and this moral ugliness is seen to extend or reflect on the external appearance as well. And there is an old Arabic saying, a bad woman is like a fishing net. No one survives from her, except those with whom God is pleased. And may God make us one of them. Now, some of you might be watching this, and I believe the minority of you, but I said I'll address you from time to time, because I know you exist. Some of you will be watching this and say, who the heck wants to know what Arabs think about us? And maybe your blood was boiling while listening to some of the things I mentioned in this video. And you know why? Because some of the things I mentioned deeply resonate with who you are as a person. If anything I said in this video gave you a stomachache, you might need to focus and rewatch the video. Ask yourself, why am I feeling this way when he said this thing? Highlight the points, write them down. Because these triggers are giving you signals that this thing is within you and you're still not comfortable of having this thing within you. And if you arrived until here and you're completely cool, then that's perfect. What's worse is when you know you have deficiencies, and instead of trying to understand yourself more and see why you're triggered, why you're feeling the way you're feeling, instead you're pointing fingers and you're justifying why is it normal to be the way you are. And it becomes even worse when you're not keeping these thoughts to yourself, but you're trying to promote them to others, to make them match your qualities. God help you and help everyone.